Woodrow Wilson. I not only use all the brains that I have, but all I can borrow. If a dog will not come to you after having looked you in the face, you should go home and examine your conscience. The man who is swimming against the stream knows the strength of it. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world. If you want to make enemies, try to change something. Friendship is the only cement that will ever hold the world together. We are citizens of the world. The tragedy of our times is that we do not know this. I would rather lose in a cause that will someday win, than win in a cause that will someday lose. A conservative is a man who sits and thinks, mostly sits. The seed of revolution is repression. The difference between a strong man and a weak one is that the former does not give up after a defeat. Some people have a large circle of friends while others have only friends that they like. War isn't declared in the name of God. It is a human affair entirely. But the right is more precious than peace, and we shall fight for the things which we have always carried nearest our hearts. Only peace between equals can last. You devour a book meant to be read, not because you would fill yourself or have an anxious care to be nourished, but because it contains such stuff as it makes the mind hungry to look upon. If I am to speak 10 minutes, I need a week for preparation. If 15 minutes, 3 days. If half an hour, 2 days. If an hour, I am ready now. The world has a habit of going on. If a man is a fool, the best thing is to encourage him to advertise the fact by speaking. No nation is fit to sit in judgment upon any other nation. I would rather belong to a poor nation that was free than to a rich nation that had ceased to be in love with liberty. Freedom exists only where people take care of the government. You know how impossible it is, in short, to have a free nation if it is a military nation and under military orders. There is a price which is too great to pay for peace, and that price can be put in one word. One cannot pay the price of self-respect. There is nothing that succeeds in life like boldness, provided you believe you are on the right side. Just what is it that America stands for? If she stands for one thing more than another, it is for the sovereignty of self-governing people. When men take up arms to set other men free, there is something sacred and holy in the warfare. Of course, like every other man of intelligence and education, I do believe in organic evolution. It surprises me that at this late date such questions should be raised. No society is renewed from the top, and every society is renewed from the bottom. We can have no sympathy with those who seek the power of government to advance their own personal interests or ambitions. There is more of a nation's politics to be got out of its poetry than out of all its systematic writers on public affairs and constitutions. I would rather fail in a cause that would ultimately succeed, than succeed in a cause that would ultimately fail. We should not only use all the brains we have but all that we can borrow. I have found one can never get anything in life that is worthwhile without fighting for it. Leadership does not always wear the harness of compromise. No man can rationally live, worship, or love his neighbor on an empty stomach. We have not given science too big a place in our education, but we have made a perilous mistake in giving it too great a preponderance in method in every other branch of study.